All right, 1-1, linear equations and applications. You're going to understand basic terms, which I know you know. Linear equations, numbers, rate and time, solving mixture problems. Yes, word problems. All right, let's start here. Domains. We assume that the domain is a variable in an algebraic expression, or equation is set of those real numbers for which the algebraic expression is involving variable, la la la. Okay, so let's go on to definition 1. Any equations that can be written in the form of ax plus b equals 0. That is the standard form. In other words, in order for it to be, for it to be linear, a line, the biggest power is 1. So if you notice here on x, the biggest power, it's x to the 1. It can't be over that, otherwise it is not linear. Also, what we call that power is a degree, so to the first degree. All right, so solving a linear equation and then checking. This should be fairly simple for you. We want to get all our x's together. So we're going to go 5x minus 9 equals 3x plus 7. So the first thing I'm going to do is take that 3x over, take the 3x over. So you have 2x minus 9 equals 7. That's actually a plus a negative 9. We don't do minus. I'm going to take the 9 over, so do the opposite, do a positive 9. And I've got 2x equals 16, divide by 2. X equals 8. All right, now notice it says and check. So in order to check it, we're going to go back in and replace our x's with what we came up with. So replace our x's with 8. And 3 times 8 plus 7. This is 40 minus 9 equals 8 times 3 is 24 plus 7. 40 minus 9 is 31. 24 plus 7 is 31. It works. All right, pause. Go for it. Do it yourself. Here's the answer. Hopefully you got it right. Well, actually, you better get it right. This is way too simple for you. All right, solve an equation with more than one variable. So you know how to solve equations. What they're asking for now is they want you to solve it for p. All right, so if I want to solve it for p, I've got a equals p plus prt. All right, so I need to figure out how am I going to get that p by itself. Well, think about it. They both have a p. Let's factor it out. So a equals p. When I factor it out, p times what equals p? P times 1. Plus p times what equals prt times rt. Now that I have p by itself, well, pulled out, I need to get it by itself. So p is multiplying itself times 1 plus rt. Divide by 1 plus rt. And therefore, p equals a over 1 plus rt. This is very simple stuff. Don't make it hard. Just remember the things you know how to do. All right, your turn. Go ahead and pause. All right, check your answer. The trickiest thing about this was getting rid of the 5/9 first. Of course, you can go through and distribute those 5/9 through and then try to get f by itself. It's just going to cause more work, but whatever you feel more comfortable with, I'm cool with. Okay, strategies for solving word problems. Everybody loves word problems, right? Yeah, of course you do. Okay, first thing you always do is you read it slow and careful. Just kind of take a look at it and kind of get a gist of what it's asking. The second one is use variables to represent stuff. Okay, try to assign like an X or a Y or something you're used to seeing. Next is like draw a picture. Now, it's so hard to get anybody to draw a picture. If you would draw a picture, it makes it look so much easier. Now, write an equation, and then once you have the equation, solve it. But one of the most important things, sorry, phone ring. The most important thing is to check your answer. Make sure it makes sense. Okay, here we go. Setting up and solving a word problem. So we got to think about what that's saying. Find 4 consecutive even integers that the sum of the first 3 is 8 more than the fourth. All right, so first thing I look at is I need 4 consecutive even integers. So if you think about that, if I have 2, the next one would be 4, the next one would be 6, and the next one would be 8, consecutive, one after the other. So therefore they are right after each other, and they're even. So if this was x, to get the next one I have to go x plus 2. To get the next one it would be x plus 4, and to get the next one it would be x plus 8. That gives me my variables. Okay, now let's see, 4 consecutive, that the sum of the first 3, so the sum, that's a key right there, the sum of the first 3, so x plus 2 plus x plus 4 is 8 more than the 4th. So whatever the, oh, I almost gave you extra credit. This is not 8. That's 6. Ha! Glad I caught myself. Okay, so the sum of the first 3, that's this part here, is 8 more than the 4th. So the 4th one and 8 more than. So what we have is x plus 2 plus x plus 4 equals, and our 4th one is x plus 6 plus 8. All right, now it's simple math. Add it all up. So we got 3x plus 6 equals x plus 14. Subtract x, we got 2x plus 6 equals 14. Subtract 6, we got 2x equals what, 8? So x equals 4. All right, so if x equals 4, go back and remember it said, what are, find the 4 consecutive. So we've got 4, 6, 8, and 10. All right, now the other thing it says is that the 4th should be, let's see, the sum of the first 3 is 8 more than the 4th. So let's make this a little bit small. Here's where we're going to check ourselves to see if this makes sense. This is where a lot of people go wrong, is they won't check themselves. So the sum of the first 3, so 4 plus, this is our check, 6 plus 8 is equal to 8 more than the 4th. Well, this is going to be 18, and our 4th number is 10, so therefore it will be 8 more than 10. It works. Your turn. Go ahead and pause. Let's see if you can get it. All right, here's the answer. Hopefully you got it right. Going on to the next one, use a diagram in the solution of a word problem. A landscape designer plans a series of small triangular gardens outside a new office building. Her plans call for one side to be 1/3 of the perimeter and another side to be 1/5 of the perimeter. The space allotted for each will allow the third side to be 7 meters. Find the perimeter of the triangle. So what we need to think about is a landscape has a series of small triangular gardens on the outside. Her plans call for one side, so we need a triangle. Triangle. Okay, so her plans call for one side to be 1/3 of the perimeter. 1/3 of the perimeter. Another side to be 1/5 of the perimeter. The space allotted for each will allow the third side to be 7. Okay, so what we need to think about is when we add these all up, it will equal the perimeter. So P is our perimeter, and when we add all these up, it should equal our perimeter. Now, I don't know about you. I love fractions, but I know most of you don't. So let's get rid of it. Find the common denominator. Here, the common denominator is 15. 3 and 5, the common denominator 15. Multiply every single term by 15. And when you do that, notice that what we'll have is we'll have 15p equals, and 3 will go into 15, 5. So we have 5p plus, and 5 will go into 15, 3. So plus 3p plus, and 7 times 15 is, 7 times 10 is 70, 15, 105. What we can do now is combine. So we've got 15p equals 8p plus 105. Subtract 8p. Need some more space. Okay. I've got 7p equals 105. And now if I divide by 7, I've got p equals 15. 15 what? Snicker bars? 15 candy bars? 15 meters. That's important. Here's your answer. All right, so to check it, what I would do is I would go back in and put in 15 and make sure it works. Your turn. Go ahead and pause and see if you can do it. All right, here's the answer. Hope you got it right. Okay, I'm going to break up this video, so we'll have a video on just doing word problems. Here's the homework, but you won't be able to do it all. You'll have to watch part 2.